We want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Yahawashi. Grace and mercy be abound to the hopeful elect. We're here just continue on and, pushing the gospel, whether they hear or forbear. Just going into, a topic just concerning what's really going on in the world. The forces of darkness versus the forces of light. All right? And that's basically, it's always been something that's been prevalent in movies, in shows, in books. Some of your most popular films, books, TV shows, whatever, deals with those type of things. And they're the most compelling stories. And among the most compelling is a hero versus a villain. And many times in these movies and shows that are very good, they always show the vulnerability of the hero. They show that his villain is actually stronger than him in many ways. But then as time progresses throughout the movie, he begins to figure things out. He figures himself out. He gains knowledge about himself and about who he is and about his purpose. And then he uses that to what? To overcome the villain and obtain victory. And that's what makes for a good story. So right now, we're in a time where the tables don't appear to be turning, meaning you hear a lot of these people that are truthers, preppers. I've heard of one guy, he outright said last week, he said it's over. He told the people that follow him, he's like, listen, it's too late. You try to get to the people, you try to wake them up, they didn't want to listen, and now we're at the point of no return. Meaning that at the point of no return for him means you can't, that their new world order is coming. Right. And at this point, you're gonna fight as much as you can back and try and prevent it from starting, but it's here. So for people that don't have faith, that's what they're going to look at. Because if you look at it, if you don't have if the people that are doing this stuff are way stronger than us. See, a lot of our people go, oh man, they ain't stronger than us, man. No, they're not supreme over us. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Your enemy is stronger than you. Just admit it. If you can cope and admit that thing now, you can at least seek for a source that's stronger than him. Because he will overthrow them. That's right. You just got to admit that you're vulnerable. And a lot of our people don't want to admit that, man, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Man, I can do what I want to do. Ain't nobody controlling me, like Slim Thug. Man, I can go and do what I want. Ain't nobody controlling me, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Okay. When they get rid of that fiat, and they put that, what's it called, on you, they say, hey, you can't live your lifestyle no more. The cars you got, the clothes you got, the woman that liked you, they ain't gonna like you no more if you don't take this. And that's what people are gonna submit to. It's a temptation for both the rich and the poor. Because the rich wants to maintain their lifestyle, and the poor doesn't want to be poor any longer.
Check, just to back it up, because this is a good topic right here. When you go into the scriptures, you're looking at the whole planet as a whole, and the Most High, Yahawashi, they would always bring forth parables in associating to the planet and then bring it into your life. So the brother is talking about change. He's talking about change. Now watch this. This is Genesis 8 and 22. It says, while the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. This is talking about seasons right here. In seasons, it doesn't stay the same. It always changes. Everything is changing. You're going from seed time to harvest. You're going from day to night. What the brother's talking about, the time that we're in a wicked time now. We're in a wicked time. And what's about to happen, this wicked time is about to change. This thing, the people who are in control can't stay in control. It has to be a change. What's that in Ecclesiastes?
It's time for everything.
Time for everything.
It's Ecclesiastes,
What is it, 3? Ecclesiastes 3?
It's 3.
3 and 1.
You got it?
I can get it right quick.
Because that's a good piece that the brother was talking about, because this changing of the power structure on this planet, it's about to turn. You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's about the flip. Things are about to be different from what we're accustomed to. You got it?
Yeah. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to jail, a time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace.
And a time of peace, a time of war. What we're in right now is a time of war. This is spiritual warfare. Because what the elites are doing right now, they're battling for the minds of men. Men and women right now. They're battling for the minds.
Children.
And children.
Right.
You look at what's happening on television, you can't find anything on television without some kind of homosexual connotation about it. So they're trying to manipulate the minds of children.
They brought it through cartoons. They
bring it through cartoons.
They made light of it like that way first.
Movies.
You notice that?
Yeah, they make light of it. They make light of it first.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they make it funny at first.
Yeah.
And then now what it's doing, it's engulfing. Now you got the man and man married, and then the woman and woman married. Then they bring a kid into it, and then they expect that kid to be normal. This kid's not going to be normal. He's going to learn from those two men or those two women. That girl's gonna be a lesbian and that boy's gonna be a homosexual. That's how it works, because they went against the order of the Most High.
Yeah.
The order was a man and a woman. The child sees the man as the head of the house. He sees the woman as second in command.
Yeah.
They listen to both of them, and then they grow up and they create the same thing that they saw. So this is how the order is. And so what's happening is the world is out of order right now. Like we just said, spiritual warfare, battling for the minds of the people. And so the only way to get out of this thing is to make the change. You got to go from this season to the next season. So these are those seasons of change that we're going through, and you have to go through it with wisdom in total. Because if you don't, what are you going to do? You're going to go with the flow. You're going to do what everybody else is doing. If you go against the grain, they're going to look at you crazy, right? They're going to say, oh, this dude ain't part of it. Your family going to look at you crazy. They're going to tell you, you may love your family, but then they go and take that jab, and then now you over here like, Mom, I ain't taking that jab. Dad, I ain't taking that jab. You better take that jab. Now you're the outcast. You're the outcast, right?
Yeah.
So now what you going to do? Now you got a decision to make. You got a choice to make in this time. Either I'm going to follow the world and take that jab, or I'm going to follow the Most High, who's against the world.
Right. Yeah.
So you got a choice, a decision to make at this time.
Yeah.
And what we finding out right now is that most people are making the wrong choice.
Yeah.
They're making bad decisions right now. And so what this book, the brother said, the manual that we were given, this is giving us the right choice, or giving us the direction or the choice that we should make in these times. Because we know the times are wicked. It's getting more and more wicked. And we know that this world is going to come upon us, and it's going to be more pressure. It's going to be more pressure, and your choice, you're going to have to make that decision on which way you're going to move. Is it going to be according to righteousness or the wickedness of this world? Yeah. And that's the choice. That's the main thing. See, that season of change is going to test everybody's faith. It's going to test everybody's faith because it's getting heavier. And the reason why I say that is because I have family members, and as the brother was talking, it was just going through my head. Family members that are coming in who were with me at one point, and I'm telling them, giving them the information, I'm saying, hey, don't do this because of this. And then later on, they start to forsake that information, and then they go and take it. And now I got a decision to make. Hey, you made that decision, hey, I wish you wouldn't have made that, but hey, everybody make their choice, their decision. What's happening is a separation. And what is that separation for family? That's a change.
Yeah.
That's a change that's coming into play.
Yeah.
And so we all gonna have to make that change, or
So nobody did this for 2,000 years, 2,021 years. That's the last time. Well, say 1979. see certain ones on the side, like me, they be there, I get tooth all the time. They don't like to be acknowledged and they don't like to be spoken like, what else we do is right there. I mean, look, everybody out. It's so loud that everywhere I go, that's it. You hear me? Because that's what it is. It's just whether it's making itself known to us or not. Because you know what I'm talking about? It's live. It's a good little they got. I mean, there's certain their vibration is they're on a hell of a vibration, I guess, or some shit.
Yeah. The vibration is different.
Yeah. Now check this out. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. If you have knowledge and you don't apply it, that's not wisdom. But if you have knowledge and you apply that knowledge in your life, that's called wisdom. That's what it is. If I know not to, if you give me some information and you tell me, you say, hey man, don't go around the corner. There's 5 dudes over there with guns in tow. And as soon as you hit that corner, they're gonna rob you.
Yeah.
If I don't take your advice, because you just gave me knowledge, and I go around that corner and I get robbed, I didn't use wisdom. Right. But if I took your advice and I don't go around that corner, I go the opposite way, I didn't use wisdom, right? Now listen to this. We're talking about seasons of change. This is Wisdom of Solomon 8, and I'm gonna start at the 5th verse. And it says, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? And if prudence work, who of all that are in more cunning workmen than she? And if a man love righteousness, her labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance and prudence, justice and fortitude, which are such things as men can have nothing more profitable in their life. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old and conjureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches and can expound dark sentences. For she foreseeth signs, wonders, and the events of seasons and times.
Right. That's heavy.
Wisdom, bro.
Right.
This time right now, we're seeing what's happening.
Yeah.
We got the knowledge of what's happening. If we don't,
wisdom anticipates it, foresees it, times it.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, come on. It can time when it's happening.
It can time when it's happening.
I got a precept right here.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, and verse 10. When wisdom enter into thy heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man and from the man that speaketh froward things.
Come on, man.
So if you have wisdom, which is given from the Most High, and if you have wisdom, you're gonna be discreet about different type of things that you encounter or what you might want other people doing.
Hey, listen, tell that last part again, bro. Let's keep it to the man and speak it forward things.
Right. To deliver thee from the ways of the evil man and from the man that speaketh froward things.
All these Dr. Fauci, all these politicians, DLQ,
you see right through them.
You see right through them.
You can see.
They speaking and saying all that stuff. You just like, man, these boys don't know.
You see right through them.
Liars.
Come on, bro.
You can see right through them because why? You got wisdom. Wisdom is telling you they ain't right.
Come on, bro.
But the people that ain't got wisdom, they listen and take it.
They gonna take it in.
Do you know that this dude, this guy, Bill Gates, did an interview. And on the interview, he got books next to him.
Yeah.
The book at the top is a book called How to Lie with Statistics.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Lie with statistics?
Yeah, he's doing the interview. He got a set of books next to him on his desk. And the book at the top is a book called How to Lie with Statistics.
And it's set up there for purpose. It's set up there on purpose.
Yep.
And that gets into your subconscious, bro. You can see that, you can see it, but not see it. If somebody ain't even paying attention to
They
it,
just
bro.
playing with people at this point.
That's the ones that don't have no wisdom.
Yep.
They know that people lack wisdom, so they can tell them, oh, now they tell you kids is dying of COVID. When the thing first started, they said kids can't even die.
Can't even, woo, heavy,
Now
bro.
they try, because why? They want to improve the shot for ages 5 to 11.
Yep.
You know, I told him, hey,
And y'all people, and most people gonna gobble that right up.
Come and show you this code,
I like all
bro.
music. I love music. I love all music.
This is a song too. When it talks about the scriptures, it talks about it being a song. And what we were just saying, we was talking about how wisdom can show people times. Now listen to what Yahawashi, it's our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, what he told us. Like I said before, when you get knowledge, you have some insight to something. But what you have to do, you have to stay the course. You have to stay the course, and then when you stay the course, you use some wisdom, right? You use some wisdom. Now listen to what Yahawashi told the disciples. This is John 16, and he said, "These things have I spoken unto you, that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service. And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father nor me. But these things have I told you." These things have I told you. So he's giving you the knowledge. So when it comes, you won't be shocked.
That's right.
We're rehearsing it in our minds right now to know that this could possibly happen. Because he already told you. So when it comes, he says, be not offended. Another word that you can say about offended, you won't be shocked in that situation to where, oh man, well, the Lord's supposed to be with me and I was supposed to go through that.
Right.
He already done told you. He done told you, bro. It's in there. So when it comes, now look at this. The brother, right before we started the blog, the brother brought out a Daniel scripture. He brought out a Daniel scripture, and it talks about Daniel. It was talking about Daniel's in the lion's den. And I'm not going to talk about the Daniel's lion's den, but Daniel, the ones I want to talk about is Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. When you go into Nebuchadnezzar, when he made the decree to go and follow and worship that image, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, they denied. They said, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. So he gives them the furnace situation. He says, look, if you don't do this, you're going straight into the furnace. And say, look, we ain't going to do it. We believe in our Lord, the Lord our God. And he says he will deliver us. But if he doesn't, he stated, if he doesn't, we shall not forsake him. They went into that fiery furnace. This is the same time, this is your fiery furnace right now. When you go into that fiery furnace, they had a choice to make, man. They made a choice, and that came from a decree from the government that you had to worship that image. What is the decree today? You have to get that jab. Now you have a decision to make. You gonna make that worldly decision and get that jab, or you gonna forsake that jab and follow the Most High and pray that he save you. But if he doesn't, just like they stated, bro, if he doesn't, we shall still trust in the Lord, man.
I'll get the chapter.
Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 3, starting at verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof of 6 cubits. He set it up on the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes and the governors and the captains and the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, and the captains, and the judges, treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all the kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And then I'm going to go down just so we can... Now this going down to verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? See, a lot of people that are here in Babylon, the government already assumes that all of us do the same thing. I'm gonna give you an example.
Right.
You got Halloween coming up. They think everybody celebrates that. You got Thanksgiving coming up. You got Christmas coming up. So when you're in these captivities, they're expecting that you're already fallen into the ways of that land.
Yep.
So when they come to find out, and mind you, these 3 men had high positions in the government.
Yep.
So the assumption is that if you're working for Babylon, you're somehow in cahoots with Babylon and everything that they do. And that's why you got a lot of our people like, oh, we need to separate, we need to do this. Well, you're talking about we need to get right, but why are we still working for these corporations? Why don't we got our own stuff? Why are you working? Why are you working for the government? Why are you working for such and such company? This is what the men in our time did.
Yep.
But that didn't mean that they were for the system.
Right.
Neither did it mean that they were in idolatry.
Right.
So, going on to verse 15. Now, if ye be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning furnace, fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Did they speak on that?
They didn't speak on that.
Oh yeah.
So when you look at the times we're in right now, they're saying what is the fiery furnace also a representation of? The furnace adversity.
Adversity. That's right. That's right.
The fiery furnace also means adversity.
Yeah.
So when you look at what's happening in this society, they're saying if you do not do this, you're not going to have a job. We're going to have you in adversity. Because you're not going to be able to go here. You're not going to be able to go there. You're not going to be able to buy. You're not going to be able to sell.
Right.
And if you're not able to do that, I don't care what God is going to help you.
Yeah. What God is going to help you? Yeah, that's right.
What God is going to help you? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, huh?
But this is also like the adversity, the baptism of the fire. That some of the brothers be gonna go through.
Yep.
This is Romans 6 and verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants you are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or of obedience unto righteousness. So these brothers being obedient, they rather get their life up, man. For righteousness' sake. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna bow down to this society and to these sinful ways that they they want you to do. These brothers gonna be obedient to the Most High, man. Like the Most High say, what is it? Obedience is better than sacrifice. So that's what these brothers doing, man.
And this is, brothers, this is all seasons of change. Them boys had a position inside of the Babylonian kingdom, but the season for them changed, and then they had to make a choice. So the seasons of change is going to hit every believer in this place. Hey, I'm going to put it this way. The seasons of change is going to hit every believer and non-believer. Because rest assured, the non-believers believe that they're in a good situation, but that's going to change. The ones who are in a bad situation, the unvaxxed, they in a bad situation, but guess what? Later on, that's going to change, bro. But you got to have what the brother was talking about earlier, faith. You got to have that faith. You got some more on the top?
Yeah, like the brother was saying, like if you look back, look at like different captivities. Look at like the captivity in ancient Egypt. Moses was in a high position. He was in a high position. He was treated as if he was Pharaoh's son. And he basically had to change. He had to what? They tell him he had to give up the pleasures of this world. Right?
That's right.
They tell him about how Moses made that sacrifice to give up the pleasures of this world to seek something better to come. So the same thing with these, the same thing with you. Even the stuff that Kyrie's doing, we'll see what happens with that. But you know, you got people that are in certain positions that can hold on to something that's very valuable in the eyes of other people.
Yep.
But some people are going to step away from that. And you know, it's crazy because last year when this whole thing went down, on this block,
Yeah.
said if anybody's going to do it, if anybody was going to do it in the NBA, said it was going to be Kyrie.
Yeah, yep.
So you're seeing examples of people that are stepping down and willing to not continue on. And most of y'all will, most of the people, if y'all are richer, if y'all as rich as some of these or had the access to things, y'all would not step away. It would be easier for you to basically submit yourself to the powers that be.
Yep.
Now, verse 16, it says here, this is Daniel chapter 3 and 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Man, look. He said, but if not, we still ain't gonna worship that. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah, yeah.
He said, but if not, they knew that the Lord had the power to do that, but he said, but if not, come on, bro.
Come on.
Bro, that's heavy right there, bro. The Most High, we wouldn't have never known anything about Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. They're not mentioned in that scripture in the Bible, but inside of the book of Daniel. We don't know about them because they went through an adverse situation. That's the reason why we speak about them today.
Yeah.
We don't know the people of the Bible for the good that they do. We know the people of the Bible according to the crisis that they overcame.
Yeah.
That's how we know this thing. And what that does for us, that builds us up for these times when we going through crisis.
Yeah.
And that, man, this book cold, bro. This book is cold. You got to think about this, man.
So the thing about it, the biggest thing with it being a believer, and it's talked about many times, read the epistles of the apostles, the acceptance of death.
Come on, bro.
Yep.
Right. So meaning you want to get delivered, but you also have to accept death.
You have to be ready for it.
Yeah,
Just like Paul, the Apostle Paul. He was ready to die.
What did it say? That's why it says, he that seeks to save his life shall lose it. And who that doesn't care for his life shall find it.
Yeah.
So they found their life because they didn't seek to save it.
Yep, that's right.
So the Most High is because they were willing to give it up.
Come on, bro.
And if you're willing to give it up, that's when the Most High is going to save.
Yep. That's
right.
when he's going to say.
He wants you to see if you're ride or die.
Come on, man. And them boys.
You want to ride in a chariot, but you ain't willing to die.
Come on, bro.
So you got to be ride or die. Man.
That's what them boys. That's what Azariah was praying for in the Apocrypha. He was reminded of the Most High of His covenant, man, and His promises. You know, we worship you, praise your name. You know, you're gonna deliver us out of this adversity.
Come on,
and that's
bro.
exactly what he did.
This is Ecclesiasticus 35, starting at the 16th verse. It says that he that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, until it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. Mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, as clouds and rain in the time of drought.
Come on, man.
Mercy was that season that Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego went through, man. They accepted the death, and the mercy came in for them, man.
Yep.
Mercy, if you understand what mercy is favor away from punishment. The delivering you from punishment, man.
That's heavy.
That's mercy, bro.
And that's what mercy is.
That's what mercy is, bro. So he basically delivered them from that punishment that they would have, but they showed that ride or die spirit, and they were pulled out of it, bro. Man,
So mercy
I got it right here, look.
go ahead.
It's in the prayer of Azariah in the Apocrypha. The 3 songs, I mean, what is it? What's the name of that book in there? The 3?
The
three holy children.
The children, yeah, 3 children. Yeah, 3 holy children.
This is verse,
That wind's going.
yeah. This is verse, this is verse 19. It's still up. Put us to shame, but deal with us after thy loving kindness and according to the multitude of thy mercies. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name, O Yahweh, and let all them that do thy servants hurt be ashamed. And that was the prayer that the brother that was in the furnace was praying to the Most High. And that's what he was granted. He was granted mercies from the Most High.
Yes, the names Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, the names of Babylonian names were given to them.
Right.
And that's one of their names. That's one of their names of the ones. I don't know which one it was. I don't know which one, the Shadrach or which one it was, but that was his prayer that he made.
Right.
Yep.
It's a lot longer than that. You can read pretty much that whole little book is his prayer.
Yeah.
You know, he's talking about how the Most High turned us over to the most wicked people on the planet, man.
Yep.
Put us under the most wicked kings.
Yep. Yeah, that's why it tells you in Isaiah 19 that the Most High is going to give Egypt over to a cruel king.
Yep. That's right.
And a lot of times people try and like trivialize it, like oh, it's just talking about no, he really means somebody that's going to be very, very cruel.
That's right.
That's right.
Not give a dang about people suffering, not give a damn about people dying. That's a cruel king. There was always individual figures that rose up to become who they were prophesied to be.
That's right.
In that case, it wouldn't be like a collection, like Edom as a collection.
Right.
It would actually be somebody that the Most High is going to have allowed to rule in the time of the trouble of the people.
Yep.
And he's not going to be merciful he's not going to show mercy unto the people.
Yep.
Because a cruel person is a merciless person that lacks mercy.
That's what that's
what being cruel means.
Yep, because that's what that Sirach was talking about, man. He gonna come for those unmerciful, man. And we all know who that unmerciful is. That's Esau, bro.
That's right.
You coming in and he's smashing Jake, bro.
You see how Biden is just don't give a damn.
Look what he doing
talking crazy.
And look what they doing to the tribes, man. They going over there to Brazil to jab up all those gullible Brazilians over there, man. And Jake,
in Africa though, they just came up with that so-called malaria vaccine. Now they out there sticking all those people out there, man, in Africa with that.
And I know y'all heard that story where those family went in to go and get a flu shot, right?
Yeah, and they mistakenly hit them with the jab.
Mistakenly hit them all with COVID. Man, that's BS, bro.
Wait, you talking to the kids?
The family went in there to get a flu shot.
The flu shot they gave the kids.
They gave them the COVID vaccine, bro.
Yeah.
So that's BS, bro. That right there, man. That's an unmerciful ruler right there, bro. They doing some serious stuff to people, bro.
And guess what? It ain't our race doing it.
Yep.
Right.
See, and all of a sudden it's not a race issue when it's their people that created it.
Come on.
It's not them being Edomites and them being in the power seat, them controlling, making these drugs and manufacturing them, owning these companies.
Come on.
But now it's coming upon them. Because a lot of these Babylonians, they didn't show mercy to our people.
Yep.
So the Most High is saying, well, listen, I'm not, I'm going to have everybody that's in Egypt be under distress.
Yep.
Now you got people having to quit their jobs.
Yep.
People are trying to sue the companies, and they get the lawsuit is coming back in the verdict of the company.
Yep.
Now y'all angry and upset, but y'all wasn't upset over Tuskegee.
You see,
y'all wasn't upset over Planned Parenthood.
And this is the thing, man. Our people been comfortable inside of Babylon, man. Just like that Ecclesiastes was
fed by the face of the serpent.
Yeah. Just like that.
Fed by the face of the serpent. Who's the face? Who's the avatar that the serpent uses? Esau.
Esau, that's right.
Okay? But Satan is using and that's how they deceive the people.
Yep.
A gift destroyed the heart.
Yep.
They gave all this stuff to our people, making it seem like it's okay, but they use it to undermine the men. And then the men, they didn't give you nothing, but they gave you full access to sin.
Come on, man.
They didn't give the men, they didn't give our men anything. These Edomites know that there's no such thing as affirmative action. Because if there was, they would be, all these companies that they work at, Houston is so-called, damn near about 30% so-called black. Go to these companies, the companies that pay more money. You see less and less Jakes.
Yeah.
Even Jakes that are educated can't even get some of the jobs in there.
Yeah.
So these Edomites know what's going on, man. And they know that they're not going to try and show mercy to us. This is the reason why when we talk about what the brother just read about, what he was going to do to the heathens and him showing mercy unto us, that's apparent as needed because these heathens don't care about you.
Yep. Yep.
These other nations don't care about you, man. In the time of trouble, when they get the green light to do whatever they want, they're not gonna treat you kindly.
They ain't gonna treat you
kindly. I mean, look at Katrina, man.
Yep.
You had Jakes that was leaving from their area, literally trying to get somewhere where they could find shelter, and Esau was killing them.
Man.
And then talking about they were looters, knowing damn well they were just trying to get to the Superdome.
Man, it's you know what, man?
That's just on a small scale.
This change thing, this is heavy, bro. This season of change, man. One thing you got that's constant inside of this season of change is that it don't stay the same, bro. It don't stay the same. Nope. Seasons of change is what they term transitory. It comes and then it goes. It comes and it goes. The rulership right now is Esau. His rulership is transitory, bro.
Yep.
His rulership is moving on out, even though in his mind he believes it's not. He's thinking that he can circumvent prophecy and keep this thing going.
Yep.
The thing is, man, is that I was watching these in the islands. You have like in St. Croix, Jamaica, and all that, those areas over there. The thing that these people do pretty much 24 hours a day for relaxing themselves, they go out to the beach and they go to the waters. They go out and they spearfish and they do all these things. So you would look at some of these people on the islands, they would take their boats out far and they would go out and they would go and fish out on these boats. But what would happen to these people, and these are our people, they would get out there far and they have these things called gales. Gales are when a quick storm hits them. And so what they would do, they would take the anchor, they would dive in the water and take that anchor, and they would have to put that anchor underneath a rock. Because if that gale comes through, it would move the boat because they're movable and the boat's movable. But the anchor, if it's not fastened to a rock, the boat will just move wherever the wind moves. So they have to take it down there and put it on the rock. So in this time, guess what, man? You got to be fastened to that rock in your faith. And who is that rock? That's the foundation of our faith. That's Yahawashi. So when you're going through the season of change, you have to be planted upon that rock. You have to anchor into that rock, man. So when that time of adversity comes in, you're anchored and you can't be moved. Because if you ain't anchored in the faith, when that wind comes or when that push from Satan comes, he gonna blow you away, man. And this is why we keep pressing upon each brother to have that faith that they need in this time. We constantly talking about faith. The gospel, the news, the good news. We got to be locked into the faith of Yahawashi. What did he say unto Peter? When Peter first came through and he said, who do they say I am? He said, thou art the Mashiach, the Son of the living God. He said, flesh and blood have not told you this, Peter, but my Father in heaven. Predicated upon that belief, he said, I shall establish my church upon this rock. What is that rock? Yahawashi is the Son of God. That's what the rock is, man. Your faith has to be in the Lord, Yahawashi, man. And believe what he is speaking, bro. If you don't have that faith, man, when that wind comes, man, you're going to be just like that unanchored boat. It's just going to take you, bro. That's what's going to happen.
Tells you in Luke chapter 6 about building that foundation upon the rock, and he says about one that does his words and does them, like you were saying, wisdom, puts them into practice. You know, him that hears my saying and does them is like a man who built his foundation upon a rock.
That's right. And when the wind blew, you know, and then it was talking about the ones that built their house on the sand. It blew, and then the destruction was heavy. But then those that built upon that rock, they was a sure foundation. They were still there, bro.
Yeah, because a lot of times it's like in life as you go through, like you said, you go through different seasons. The certain seasons is meant it might shake you up because it might be a stormy time.
Come on,
But what happens is it's like if you have a sure foundation, you're gonna be able to stand that, and you'll be able to still stand.
Come on,
You know, that's where it tells you about in Matthew 13. About the parable of the seed and the sower. When tribulation comes, by and by they get offended. And it's really because they weren't rooted, which means they didn't have a proper foundation.
They didn't have a proper
If you have a proper foundation, when persecution comes because of the word, when offenses become because of the word, you stand strong. You stand strong and you're able to endure.
This Wisdom of Solomon right here, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 16 and verse 5. I think this is the chapter where he was just reminiscing on like when the children of Israel was in the wilderness and he brought the serpents up on them and the beast up on them and how they was acting. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 16. I'm going to just jump into the middle in verse 5. For when the horrible fierceness of beasts came upon these, and they perished with the stings of crooked serpents, thy wrath endured not forever, but they were troubled for a small season.
Come on!
That they might be admonished, having a sign of salvation, to put them in remembrance of the commandment of thy law. For he that turneth himself toward it was not saved by the thing that he saw, but by thee that art the Savior of all. So when you face with adversity, the only person that's going to be able to get you up out of it is the Most High, man.
Come on, bro. That's heavy,
you can't turn to no nation to save you.
Come on,
You can't turn to your pastor to get you up out of it. The only person that you can turn to is the Most High, man.
Man, and I don't know how many times us three brothers been trying to give this food, this truth to our family, bro. But man, truly what the scriptures say, a prophet is not accepted in his country, man, because our family members, man, they look at us like, hey, I ain't trying to hear nothing that Joe was saying. But they don't even realize, man, that the blessing that the Most High has given us, man, that we trying to give to them, and then they forsook it. And so they made their choice. That season that they had with us, it had to go, bro. It had to part ways. These are close family members, man. I don't know how many times I've told my family the name of the Lord is Yahawashi, and the name of the Father is Yahweh. And not to do these Christmas, Thanksgivings, and Easters and all this stuff. But then the next year comes, Jesus, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. And it's like, man, how many times how long shall I be? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, bro. Yeah, they just gonna make their choice, man. So you just like Yahawashi said, man, look, he told us these things beforehand. So you expect it to happen. When that death comes, bro, on your family members, man, he told you. You already know it's gonna happen. When they took it, we knew that was a death sentence right there. And so in your mind, you got to prepare yourself. This is a preparation time for you, because guess what? When that time comes and you have prepared yourself, you might stumble.
And you just don't, you got I just didn't believe it was going to happen like that. Bro, we've been telling you.
Bro.
Start talking about your brother that died, your sister, your family, your friends you grew up with, your coworker, whoever. Man, you gotta know what's going on. You gotta ready, because like we talked about a few weeks ago, fear and anxiety, man. Fear and anxiety is a big thing that can take you out of this thing. succumbing to that fear and anxiety. Fear and anxiety is what makes people lose their mind.
That's right.
People start hallucinating, hearing things, seeing things that ain't really there.
And look,
because the spirit of fear that took over.
Yeah.
The spirit of fear is a real thing.
and the stress, man. Let me tell you something about that stress. People will start stressing in these times too. And guess what stress does to the body? It brings on sickness, bro.
Yep.
They show tests. I'm gonna tell you how cold this sorcery of news media is. They went through some history of people watching movies. They went through history of people watching movies of diseases. This happened, I think it was over in Brazil. It was a guy on BitChute that I was watching this video. He was just bringing out clips and information about the psyche of how the mind can manipulate. And in that thing, he was up there talking about how these people watched this movie, and it was a movie over a disease that broke out. And after the people watched the movie, they actually started to internalize what the movie was talking about, and then sickness started to come upon their bodies, man. They was over here stressing about this stuff and believed it, and their bodies actually started having those type of symptoms. And then the doctors came out, the people came out and said, this is not a real disease. That was just a movie. But the mind, they believed it, bro. And their body started to react according to their belief, man. So in that...
You got people that get sick.
Come on,
They be like, I think I got COVID.
Come on, see? Come on,
I think I got COVID.
Come on.
Nah, bro, you just got a regular cold, bro.
You just got a regular cold.
And now your mind that made you feel sick. Now you in bed talking about,
Yeah.
you can't get out of bed.
Yeah. I can't, my chest, I can't breathe. This
And you
respiratory.
ain't really sick. You just believe you got a cold.
You just believe.
When the other people that are really sick, they really sick.
Come on, bro.
And it wasn't probably COVID.
Bro. Woo. I'm saying, man, life is a thing.
That's why they do studies with drugs. They have placebos.
Placebo.
Why do they use placebos in these studies? They say, okay, these people, we're going to give them placebos, we're going to give them the real drug. And then the people that they talk about placebo, how do you feel?
What?
I feel sick. My headache is gone.
Look at that.
My headache is gone now.
Look at that.
They don't even know they was giving them placebo.
Because they
That
believe.
was all in their mind.
Because they believe, come on, they believed that placebo was something that could cure them, and their mind made themselves feel good, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, this is how powerful this is, and these people know this. That's why the media is so cold, bro.
They know that the mind is very easy to manipulate and control. You can make that. Why do you think Esau spends billions of dollars trying to make our people feel less than?
Woo.
The Bible says we're above all people on the earth.
Come on, man.
But Esau made you feel at the bottom. Why? This man spent billions of dollars, created a whole industry where he's paying your people to basically preach death music to you, genocide music to you. I got Lord willing, I might even not work on it today. I got a lesson that's gonna deal with that, bro. We're gonna deal with that, bro.
That's
like, you're gonna see, like, bro, you're gonna see how deep these people go into this thing, bro.
Yep.
Like how they use things to control their minds. That's why our people have a very low self-value.
Yep.
That's why our people look at Esau as a daddy figure. And I was talking with the brothers. One of the reasons why you see a lot of issues going on, not only amongst the tribes, but amongst just the diaspora in general, dealing with some of the division, is in part because everybody's fighting for resources from Esau.
Yeah.
So everybody tries to undermine one another.
Yeah.
People come here from other countries, and they try to undermine the people that are already here. They try to undermine the efforts of what the people had done in this land. All the rights and stuff that they fought for. They come here and undermine it, and they're all, and really this is happening because they're all competing for resources from Esau. How do we jockey ourselves with this to get what? Resources from Esau.
That's right.
So both sides is gonna play against each other.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of them is gonna say, no, I don't want you to get this because you shouldn't get that, or you shouldn't get this. And that comes down to everybody fighting for resources from Esau.
Yep.
So people are already manipulated, man, to basically have a low value and a paternalistic value for Esau.
Yeah.
That's why people believe in voting. They believe that one of these Edomite men is going to wake up one day and decide to do something good for you.
Yes.
Because it's called paternalism. Look it up. It's called paternalism. That's just why they always say that they'll always say that, oh, the people weren't enslaved. We treated them like family. We gave them a place to stay, we gave them food, we gave them clothes. They were living great. That's what Esau was saying. They're living great. I'm taking care of them. Meaning he views himself as your parent.
Whoa.
That's why I say that this guy is basically like a bad stepdaddy.
All right. You ain't lying.
He's a stepdaddy that rapes, beats,
murders,
kills you. That's basically what Esau is. And that's how these people view him.
Man.
They view him as that. See, these everyday Edomites, the one thing that see what's going on, they don't view the government as a stepdaddy. They view the government as an entity that's supposed to help them.
Yep.
They say we're above the government because we're the people.
Yeah, yeah.
We can take you out.
Mm-hmm.
That's their mentality. We can stop you. If you don't do, look what happened over there. Look what happened in a lot of these countries. They have revolts, man. They overthrow governments and replace them with new ones. If the next government stops, they'll let them get away for a while. In every country happens.
Yep.
But what happens eventually? People are gonna revolt, overthrow.
That's what happens, man. You go throughout history. You go throughout history when the monarchs, when they were taxing the people revolted upon them, and you found the whole family strung up.
Yep.
Then they put a new monarchy in place, and then they do their thing, and if they start going left, guess what? They string them up. You go throughout history, you just go from now all the way back and look at the monarchs. And the people, they wasn't talking about we are just gonna kill your mama and your daddy. They did it just like the scriptures told. When Achan made that mistake, his whole family took that dive. That's how they did it in history. Everybody was getting it, bro. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna let Christopher, he's a good guy. No,
I told brothers, man, hey, y'all need to go to the Book of Kings, Book of Samuel. I know it's getting late.
Yeah.
Get the audio Bible.
Yeah.
Sit down and listen. The Most High took out the whole family of Ahab.
That's right.
Yep.
The whole family.
Yep.
The cousins, all the male relatives, uncles, nephews, cousins.
He rooting it out, man.
He had the next king kill everybody.
He got to root it out. He want to root. He want to root it out of there.
He didn't want the house of Ahab to last to be on earth at all. He said, I'm cutting all the male line.
And he almost took Ahab out if he wouldn't have humbled himself and prayed, bro.
He said, I won't do this to you in this time.
Yep.
But that next son that came,
he took him out.
The whole everybody. It's cold, man.
Man, Most High ain't playing, bro. Hey.
But everybody gonna be in the kingdom.
Yeah.
We talking about the different murders that happened in Houston. 2 dudes pop up in the house, kill a woman.
Man.
In front of our whole family. Oh, but they gonna be in the kingdom in their right mind.
Yeah, they gonna get in the
kingdom. And they got this guy that just got arrested for raping, I think, his relatives. Called him Uncle Al.
Everybody gonna get in the kingdom.
He gonna be in the kingdom too,
Oh my gosh, man.
Sakari, GMS, why y'all on the block preaching if everybody gonna get in the kingdom, man? Go enjoy y'all lives out there in the world, man.
Bro, that's
wasting your time.
It tells you the righteous shall scarcely be saved.
Shall scarcely be saved.
Y'all saying the wicked gonna make it.
Man, look, we up here trying to bring this truth out to brothers, unfiltered truth, not for our own glorification. Because, man, this is the fear of the Lord, bro.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Come on.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as the thief in the night.
Real quick.
For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness.
Come on.
Oh, we was talking about that earlier, brother. That the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light.
Right.
And the children of the day. Ye are not of the night nor of darkness. And this ain't talking about all Israel.
Come on.
See, the people that know what's going on and how it's going to go down and have prepared themselves, they are the children of light. The children of darkness are those that don't know. And that are not prepared. So energy. Because you hear somebody, the children of light, they're talking about the Israelites. We're the children of light. Esau are the children of darkness. No. Children of light are the ones that are enlightened. So I said when you were yet illuminated. That's why those terms are being used. You know, stay in the light. you know, maintain the light, let darkness overtake me.
Yeah, that's right.
Things like that, because it's a battle between light and darkness.
Right.
The forces of good, the forces of evil.
That's right.
That's why they have all these distractions out here. They've decriminalized marijuana because they want you to smoke.
Yeah.
They put all the they've loosened the woman, so the woman can be available to fulfill the carnal desires of man. That's why men are out here. That's why there's rampant adultery.
Yeah.
It's rampant adultery, and a lot of brothers don't even know about it. You got people out there that are trying to take other men's wives away from you. You got people that think like that, man. You got people out there, you got women out there that are literally hopping from man to man. They're in darkness. They're in darkness. Verse 6. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that are drunken in the night. Let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. I'll stop.
Man, that's beautiful. Y'all got anything else today? It's been a nice evening.
Yeah, but like when, you know, like the scriptures say, when you're faced with adversity, man, take it cheerfully. You know, it's in Ecclesiastes. Take it cheerfully, man, when adversity come upon thee. And that's talking about the brothers that's gonna take it cheerfully. That's the brother that's in the light. That's the brother that's been illuminated.
Right. This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 6. Now, when Yahawashi was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, as he sat at meat. When his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much, and given to the poor. When Yahawashi understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she had poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman had done be told for a memorial of her.
And with that, we'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahawashi. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.